Hello everyone. So today again welcome to the new session. So this session we try to discuss something about numerical analysis. So if you follow my video, so we have given few elementary video on interpolation. So we have given video on interpolation for equal length, interpolation for unequal length, for Newton's forward and backward method, as well as Lagrange and Newton's divided difference method. So today's class we try to discuss something new topic which is called inverse interpolation. So today's topic is inverse interpolation. So what is the meaning of this inverse interpolation is that normally what we have done in interpolation, suppose this data is given, x is x0, corresponding y value y0, x1, y1, x2, y2. Suppose you have to find y star for some x star. So that is some unknown x will be given. For that you have to find the value of unknown y with the help of this table. Now the situation will be completely different. Now this will be given, but you have to now find x for some y will be given. So now some unknown y, known y will be given and you have to find some x using the table. Okay. So this inverse interpolation we will first discuss for equispaced intervals. Okay. So suppose x is x0, x1, x2 and corresponding y is y0, y1, y2. Okay. Now we know what we know from Newton's forward interpolation formula. We know y can be written y0 plus p times delta y0 plus p into p minus 1 by factorial 2 times delta square y0 plus p minus 1 p minus 2 by factorial 3 times delta cube y0 and so on. Now you see, now again I have repeated, the situation is completely different. Now y is given, you have to find x. But what is p? So we know p equals to x minus x0 by h. What is x0? x0 is the first value. What is h? h is the length of this, which is fixed for Newton's forward and backward. So say we are giving this one as equation number 1. So from equation 1, can I write this p equals to y minus y0 divided by delta y. This one I have taken in this side, minus p times p minus 1 by factorial 2 delta square y0 by delta y0 plus, sorry, again minus because this will go in this side. So p minus 1 p minus 2 by factorial 3 delta cube y0 by delta y and so on. So what we have done, from the original Newton's forward interpolation formula, we try to find the value of p in terms of all other. Okay. So what we have done, we have got this. Now there is some precaution should be there. What is the precaution? Say here it is delta square, it is delta y. So anybody can deduct 1 1. No, you can't do, because delta square is an operator. Delta is an operator, so you can't divide it. It will be like that only. Delta cube y0 by delta y0. Many people can write delta square y0. No, delta cube y0 is a separate entity. Delta y0 is a separate entity. So equation 2 or this one will be same as it is. Don't deduct anything. Okay. Now you see Look into this equation 2. So what we'll be doing, we'll be taking some approximation. What is the first approximation? P will be taking this one. So that one we can give the name P1. So P1 is y minus y naught by delta y naught. So this is say equation number 3. So we have got P1. Then the next approximation will be P2. That will be up to second term. So P2 will be y minus y naught divided by delta y naught minus, this will be P1. So P1 minus 1 by factorial 2 delta square y naught by delta y naught, that is say 4. Similarly, P3 will be up to this term. So y minus y naught by delta y naught minus, now it will be P2, the updated value, P2 minus 1 divided by factorial 2 delta square y naught by delta y naught minus P2 minus 1 P2 minus 2 divided by factorial 3 delta 3 y naught by delta y naught. So like this we can proceed, and what will be the last value? Say P3 is the last value. Say P3 is we can stop here, suppose. Then this P3 will be P. So if I know P, then I know P equals to x minus x naught by h. From there I can find the value of x. So that is the whole procedure. So let us do one problem, and hopefully then it will be clear more. So the problem is something like this. Find x when y equals to 5, and the table is given like this. So the table is given like x is 0, 2, 4, 6, and this is 1, 15, 17, 235. So if I want to solve this, what will be our first job? First we have to make the difference table. So what is the difference table? Let us make this here, the difference table. That is x and y should be there. So x is 0, 2, 4, 6. This will be 1, 15, 77, 235. So first delta will be 14, because 15 minus 1, then it should be 62, and it should be 158. Then delta square, this minus this, so it should be 48, it should be 96, this minus this, and then delta cube, it should be 96 minus 48, so 48. Understand? So you have to find the difference table first. Now some information we can write, that y value is given 5 and h value is 2, because the gap is 2, so h value is 2. Now this is the thing. So now what we know, according to Newton's forward formula, we know y equals to y naught plus p into p minus 1 factorial 2, sorry, p into delta y naught plus p minus 1 by factorial 2 delta square y naught plus p minus 1 p minus 2 by factorial 3 delta cube y naught. Now look into this problem, the evaluation has stopped as delta 3, so we take up to delta 3. Okay, so this is stopped at delta 3, so the formula we will write up to delta 3. Now from here So this is say equation number 1. So from 1 what I get, P should be y minus y naught divided by delta y naught minus P minus 1 by factorial 2 delta square y naught by delta y naught minus P minus 1 P minus 2 by factorial 3 delta cube y naught divided by delta y naught. Okay. So if I just fine, say this is equation number 2. Now what is our first approximation? So first, now we start the approximation. So what is P1? P1 will be y minus y naught by delta y naught. So what is y minus y naught? Y value is 5 minus y naught. Y naught means the first value 1, delta y naught 14. So this is 4 by 14. So if you just use your calculator, you get 0.2857. So P1 we are getting 0.2857. Now what about P2? P2 will be up to second term, that is y minus y naught by delta y naught minus P1 into P1 minus 1 by factorial 2 delta square y naught by delta y naught. So if I just simplify, it should be, now this one is nothing but this one, so 0.2857 minus P1 means 0.2857, P1 minus 1 0.2857 minus 1 divided by factorial 2 means 2, delta square 48, delta y naught 14. So you must know that when we apply forward difference table, so if you don't know, you can see my that video also. So you must know that when we apply forward difference table, we take the uppermost diagonal. So this is actually y naught, this is delta y naught, this is delta square y naught, this is delta cube y naught. So these values are coming from that. So if you just simplify, you get P2 equals to 0.6355. Okay. Then if you go for P3 will be y minus y naught delta y naught minus P2. Now it will be P2 because P2 is the latest one. P2 minus 1 factorial 2 minus P2 minus 1 P2 minus 2 by factorial 3 delta cube y naught by delta y naught. So if you just put this value, so P3, this one will be 0.2857 from P1 we know, minus P2 means 0.6355 into 0.6355 minus 1 divided by factorial 2 means 2, delta square means 48 divided by 14 minus P2 0.6355 minus 1 0.6355 minus 2 divided by factorial 3 means 6, then delta cube is this one. So again this one is also 43 divided by delta means 14. So if you simplify, you get P3 equals to 0.5021. Okay. So now as it is ends at delta 3, so P3 will be the last one. So hence P will be P3, that is 0.5021. And what we know? We know P equals to x minus x naught by h. So that will give you 0.5021 equals to x minus x naught means 0 the first value divided by h means 2. So you get x equals to 1.0042. So which is equivalent to roughly 1. So the answer is x equals to 1. Understand? So for your information, this is x naught, this is y naught, this is delta y naught, this is delta square y naught, this is delta cube y naught. Similarly, you can derive the backward interpolation formula for inverse case. So for backward interpolation formula, you have to take the lower diagonal and you do the same process. So what is my advice? You try to understand the procedure, try to solve this problem and some 1 or 2 more problems, and then you try the backward one on your own. Okay. So this is one of the major thing for inverse interpolation. Now the next is inverse interpolation by Lagrange method. So now we know this Lagrange method is useful for unequal as well as equal interval. So that is no problem. So what we will be doing, suppose x and y will be given to us, we change the role, we make a table y and x. Then we do the same process of Lagrange method. So let us give one example. For this case, say find x when y equals to 31. So what is the table? X and y. The table is 1, 3, 4, 7, and here it is 3, 13, 21, 57. Now look into the problem. What you have to find? Some y value is given, you have to find x. Now what is the facility in Lagrange theorem which was not there in Newton's forward interpolation, even in Newton's backward interpolation? That suppose Newton forward interpolation is applicable when x, suppose let me give one example, say the previous example 0, 2, 4, 6, and there are some values. The values are probably what was given 1, 15, 77, 235. This was given. Now say here we can apply Newton's formula because the space in x is same. Now for inverse interpolation, if I change the table like this, y and x, then this space will not be same. So forward interpolation, even in backward interpolation, will not be applicable. But in Lagrange case, it is applicable for unequal interval. So if you change this also, there will not be any problem. So this procedure is much more easier. First what you have to do, we have to make the new table y and x. So 3, 13, 21, 57. Now you apply the normal Lagrange formula on the new table. So what you have to find? Y equals to 31. So you have to find x when y equals to 31. So what is the procedure? So it should be first term, we don't take this one. So 31 minus 13, 31 minus 21, 31 minus 57 divided by 3 minus 13, 3 minus 21, 3 minus 57 into corresponding x value. Plus, if I go for the second term, then I don't take this. So it should be 31 minus 3, 31 minus 21, 31 minus 57 divided by 13 minus 3, 13 minus 21, 13 minus 57 into 3. Plus, if I go for the third term, then I don't take 21. So it should be 31 minus 3, 31 minus 13, 31 minus 57 divided by 21 minus 3, 21 minus 13, 21 minus 57 into 4 plus, if I go for the last term, then I don't take 57. So it should be 31 minus 3, 31 minus 21, 31 minus 31 minus 13, 21 divided by 57 minus 3, 57 minus 13, 57 minus 21 into 7. So simply if you use your calculator, you get the final value, and this case probably you get the value 5. So this is the inverse interpolation for Lagrange method. So now you see we have done inverse interpolation for Newton's method as well as for Lagrange method. So what is the facility and what is the problem? In Newton's method, you can't simply revert the table, because if you revert the table, then the upper coordinate will not be equispaced. So Newton's formula will not be applicable. But Lagrange formula is applicable for non-equispaced interval also. So we can easily revert the table and we can do that. So that's all for this class. Hope you like it. Please visit the channel and visit the other videos, the previous videos for interpolation. Then this one will be very much easier for you. Thank you.